This video is prepared for the Retired Employees City of San Antonio by Joe Jimenez of G3 Public Relations. I've been asked to show how to create a post in WordPress, and this video will cover the steps for that process. First of all, you log into WordPress and you type in WP admin, and you will come to a login page. I've already been logged in, and I will just go to the dashboard right here. The login steps have been handled in another video. On the dashboard, you can see that there are several options here on the left in terms of the plugins available to you to modify the website. The one that we're going to focus on today is Post. And this is the Post plugin. When you click on Post, it will show you all posts that have been put up on the website. So this is these are the most recent posts, and let's go and take a look at the website and see what that looks like. So here's the front of the website. Invitation to May 4th, 2021 Ricosa Zoom board meeting. This is the same as this, which is the invitation to May 4th, 2021 Ricosa board meeting. So this one has been previously posted, and you can see here that that's how it looks on the website. If we go back to our control panel for Post, click here on Post, you can see all of the recent posts. And this is the quote-unquote back end where we modify the posts to appear on the front end, which is the front page. So we just saw the invitation to May 4th. Here's the City Retiree COVID-19 Vaccine Clinic scheduled April 19th, 2021. That is a post on the front page, and the back page or back end of the site, this is where it had been posted. So right now I'm going to take you through how to add a new post, and we're just going to make it a test post. It'll appear on the front end of the website for just a split second for demonstration purposes of this video. So on the back end part of the post page, we go to Add New. And that will give us a place here to add in a new post. So we're going to title this post Test for Ricosa Post Video Tutorial. And this is where we would add our text. And I'm going to just type some things. This is where we would add the text of the post. We can also here add media, which is right here, and you click there, and you can add a photo that's already in the media files of the website. So in this, we want to add this image. So we click, and we can see the check mark. And we go down here to Insert Post, and we can insert it into the page. Now, we can modify this post, and where it sits on the page, we can make it bigger by dragging that. We can make it sit in the center of the page by clicking this. We can make it sit on the right side of the page or on the left side of the page. Oh, to the left of the text. And then we can edit it further here. Let's go back to do that. I did that awfully fast. Click on this, click on the image, and this gives you even more edit options where you can add a caption, and we're going to do that. We're going to add a caption to this. Get the spellings correct, to this image for the Benefits Matters newsletter. That's going to be a caption, and then we're going to have here as alternative text, we'll have what describes that image, and that is the cover page of the Benefits Matters newsletter. And then we will hit update down here at the bottom. Okay, and now when we go to this image, we can see the caption, and we have add a caption to this image for the Benefits Matters newsletter. And if you were to click on that, we can also see it's not showing the alternative text. If this image weren't showing, it would show that alternative text that we created. But for now, I'm going to just delete this image. So I click on it and just hit the delete button, and it is no longer there. There are other options that you have available. If you have short codes, that would be a whole nother video and probably last about an hour. So we're not going to cover short codes or contact forms in this video. But for the post, there are several different options that you have. So we can highlight what we want to change. And right now it's in 15 point, and we can change it to 24 point, and you see how that gets bigger. Or we can change it to 8 point, and you can see how that gets smaller. Or we can go back to where we were at 14 or 15 point earlier. This controls the font, and right now this is an Apple system font, but we can change that, highlight it, and change that to, let's say, Terminal. That's the Terminal font. We can again change it to Times New Roman, or we can change it to Courier New. Let's highlight it all, Courier New. Let's highlight it all. Go back down to Times New Roman. Highlight it all. Verdana. These are all just different text font types. So we're going to leave it in Verdana. And here is another standardized option that you have for keeping the website consistent. So we type all of this and we hit heading 1. And that is the preset size for heading 1 in this website. If we click it all and hit heading 2, it changes the size slightly. Click it all and hit heading 3, it changes the size slightly. So let's see how that would all look together. Second line, third line. So for this line, we will make it heading 1. For this line, we'll make it heading 2. And for this line, we'll make it, wrong one. Delete that. To delete something, if you screw it up, you can click on the thing that you added and then hit X right here. And then, where's that third line? Must have gone away with the deleted text. Third line, and we click on that, and we go here to heading 3. So I think, let's see, Verdana. Okay, the reason why these are different, these look different or at odds, is because the system is set to create each new line as Apple system fonts. Whereas this first font is the Verdana system. So down here you can see that we have the Apple system. Second line is the Apple system. And if we were to recreate this first line, okay, so we're all in the Apple system, and we type here heading 1. You can see how that gets larger than the second line and is larger than the first line. So that's the first one. Heading 1 is the largest. Heading 2 gets a little smaller. Heading 3 gets a little smaller. hitting 4 gets a little smaller still, so we'll click on that and go to hitting 4. You can see how they get smaller as they go along. And then just to write something, you would put it in the paragraph format, which is there. And that's how we write our text. So let's go back to this other page. On this other page, we can see where this is the headline. If you click there, this first line, Dear Ricosa members, that probably is a heading 1, heading 1 formatted paragraph, and this is the paragraph text. Let's go back to the back end. We'll just delete all of this for now. Let's talk about what is contained over here. Now, this post, we can tell the computer where we want this post to wind up. So if it's a matter about bylaws, we would click bylaws. And that way, any future searches about bylaws would come up or would turn up this post amongst all the others. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Let's say we finished our post and we want to go ahead and publish it. Let's publish this test post. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Down here on the right is various options that we have. We can save it and work on it later. We can preview it to see how it would look, or we can publish it. Those are our main 3 options. And these tell us where we are in that process. And right now, the status is that this is in draft form because we haven't saved it, we haven't previewed it, and we haven't published it. So it's in draft form. If we wanted to change that, we would go here and note that it's pending review or just whatever we want to say about it. But let's just say that we're going to go ahead and save it, just to make sure we don't lose it, which is always a good thing. And then before we publish it, we want to take a preview. So we hit preview. That loads up a new window in our browsers, amongst our browsers. And this is a preview. So this is the test for the Ricosa post video tutorial. And let's publish this test. So this is how it would look once we've published it. So now I'm going to go ahead and publish it. And so I hit publish down here. And we go to the website. Let's go to the home page of the website. And we can see that there's now live a test for Ricosa Post Video Tutorial that's been published. Now, obviously, we don't want that. So we're going to go back here to the back end. And we're going to change the published status of this to pending review. We hit pending review, hit OK, and then hit update. It's very important to hit update. And when we go back to the front end, the front page, and we refresh the page, we can see that that has been removed and it just reverts to the first post that was previously there. So now let's go back into the back end about this test post. You have a lot of options as to when to publish. You can edit this and you can either go forwards or backwards in when it fits into your timeline. So if today is May 7th of 2021, if we want to publish this on August 8th of 2021, we would hit August 8th and hit OK. And that says that we're now scheduled to publish on August 7th. and then we would hit this, the schedule button, to indicate that we want it to be scheduled for that future date. Right now we're going to leave all these other alone, these other options alone, because these are a little bit more advanced and we could have entire videos about these. The formats we're going to leave alone too, because again we could have entire videos about these formats, but essentially WordPress gives you standardized options for the formats that you could include in a post link, and we're not going to go through those right now. Now, it is important for us to kind of look at this featured image, because if we go here and set featured image, we can draw an image. We go to, it immediately takes us to our media library, and we can select an image. And when we select it, we hit this as the set featured image, and now it shows us what the featured image is. So let's take a look at what happens when we preview this. We're going to go back up here and we're going to preview the post. Now remember that the post currently is scheduled for August of later this year, so we don't have to worry about this being live on the website right now. But the featured image becomes the top image above the headline for the post. So there's the featured image, here's our headline, and here's our paragraph text. That's what a featured image is. But let's say we don't want a featured image. So it's really easy to remove it. We just go here to the featured image box and we remove the featured image. Voila. Okay, so on these post attributes, we are using the default template, and I would recommend just leaving that as is for most posts. These others make changes in how your posts will look, and since we're trying to make everything uniform, we're just going to stick with what we have as default. Here is something interesting what we can do. Switch to block editor. This is the WordPress editor. It's the standard WordPress editor page. They call this a content management system. And this is the editor for your post. Now, if we want to switch to a different editor because it allows different functions, we can go down here to editor and switch to block editor. When we switch to block editor, we get blocks of images or text that we can then manage and manipulate for our website. It's a little different appearance. Does a lot of the same things. But let's see what happens when we click on the plus sign to add a block. When we click on the plus sign here to add a block, it gives us all types of different options as to what we can add in. So if we want to add a new paragraph, we hit that and we can type in a new paragraph. Or we can hit another box. Let's see, let's get rid of this. This is a failure notice. No reason to notice that. We hit this block, add block, and we can create some columns as another block. And so let's put a 3-column setup in here. And then for this column, we can add another block. And we could put an image in there. Or here, let's browse all. And we can put anything that we want into this block. So down here, if you want to put an image, we would go to, we would select an image from the media library, and let's put this image back in. If we want to put another image here, or let's say that we don't want to put an image here, let's just add a block and let's add a paragraph. This is a block demonstration. And then over here on another block, we can add back in yet another image or some other thing that we want to add. Let's put in a list. So we're going to click on the list icon, and right here it gives us a list. This is item 1, item 2, let's see, item 1, item 2, item 3. So it's pretty rough, but you get a sense that we've added 3 columns, and each one has a block. Each one is a block in itself that then we can add items. And so let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's go back over here to the post. Let's publish it, or no, let's preview it. I'm sorry, let's preview it, and we'll preview here on the desktop and preview it in a new tab. Okay, so we can go that this is our test video. We've added our text. We have our headline, and then we've got our 3 columns of blocks. We have our picture, we have the block demonstration, and we have our list. Obviously, this isn't something that's meant to be pretty. It's just for demonstration purposes only. So let's say you're in Block Editor. How do you get out? You go up here to the right upper hand portion of your screen, and there's 3 dots. Click on those 3 dots. This is where you have several options as to additional things that you can do while you're in the Block Editor portion of the website. And you can visit different plugins like the Jetpack and AMP validation. But you can also switch back to the classic editor where we had started earlier. So let's hit switch to classic editor. Wait a minute, and there it is. So that's how we get from the block editor back to the classic editor. So earlier in this video, I talked about how we would take up the issue of categories. Categories are very important. They're located over here on the right side of the page, and they're very important because they can tell readers or give readers an option to find all posts that are related to a subject matter, a category. So right here, let's say that this is a post about, sorry about the bad typing, about the board of directors. And if we tag or categorize this as not a bylaw post, but we click off there, and we click here and say that this is about the board of directors, then this post and any other post will be categorized as board of directors, and that's very important. So what we can do now is come down here. We have to save this. Remember, we're in draft, and you always have to, save your changes. So we're going to save as pending, and then we're going to come down here and preview. So it will open up the post in a new window, and we have here, this is the test, and we see here board of directors. Remember, we had clicked that as a category. So right now I'm going to click the board of directors, and we're going to see what other posts are board of directors. So this post has been identified as being about the board of directors as a category. Here's another board of directors category post. And so it's a very handy way for readers to navigate the website by topic. So when you're editing posts, a little bit more advanced way to edit is using Elementor. It's very similar to the block editor that we had been looking at earlier, but it has a few bells and whistles and templates that can be very, very helpful. So this is like the block editor that we used earlier, and you can see this is our post, same post, but right here they have where you can drag widgets. And let's say we want to add a video. So this section over here is the widget function. And you can add, let's say, a video to this portion of the website by just dragging that and dropping it into this area of the page. And this is where we would choose the video as to which one we would want it to display. We're not going to select a video right now, but this would show you how and where you can get videos from other sites that you would then put into your link source material right here in the upper left hand corner, and then you would just hit publish, and that would publish the video that you've created with the website video. Here we can see that we've published it, and then here is the video, and things look good. Okay, that is just the post. Now, we've done this in preview. Let's go over here and make sure that it is on the live site right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. Go back over here. In Elementor, the way that you get it back to the main page is to go up to these three bars and exit to the dashboard. And we'll just go back into this post. Here's the post where we are in the classic editor. And what we're going to do is go ahead and pull this off. We can see that it's published, so status is published. We'll hit edit, and we want to pull that off. So we want to say that it's pending review, hit OK, and then update down here at the bottom, update. Once it's updated, let's go back to the front page. This is the front page that we had a minute ago. You can see our test was here with the post video, and you can see that was part of the front page. Now, remember that I had updated the last post. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page, and the test post with the video goes away. So as a final part of this video, I want to talk about how posts can be added to menus. This is not a best practice because usually you want your pages to be part of your menu. And we'll talk about pages and menus in the pages tutorial. But for the post, they can be added to your menus, and I'm going to show you how that works. So here we are in the dashboard of the WordPress for Ricosa, and we're going to go to Appearance and Menus, and you can see that that's where we have now traveled to, and here we have the menus page, and right here on the right in this area you can see where we have our menu. And let's go over to the main page and take a look at that, ricosa.org. And here we can see where the menu is all of the same things that are over here on this other page. So the home, the About Us, if we go over to the main page, About Us has board news, bylaws, board members, mission statement. And over here has About Us, board news, bylaws, board members, mission statement, contact Ricosa. So that's how it works. And we are, if we look over here on the left, we can see that we have the pages that are available to us in the pages section. And these are the ones that are populating this part of the menu. Now, we can make a post part of a menu, and I'm going to do that temporarily just to demonstrate the point. So here is the post page, the post menu, and we can go here and we can add this retiree matters newsletter post to the menu. And like I said, I'm going to do this very temporarily just to demonstrate the point. So in the post, we click on Retiree Matters Newsletter, Add to Menu. Now we're going to go down to the bottom here and we will see that Retiree Matters Newsletter is now one of the options that we have available to us. So I'm going to add this to the photo gallery menu as a sub-menu, and we'll drag it right there. We'll hit Save Menu down at the bottom. And now I'll go over here to the page where we were just looking at for the test. Currently, it doesn't show when I touch on Photo Gallery that that's available to us because I'll need to refresh this page. I'll refresh the page, and when I click on Photo Gallery, there is that post, Retiree Matters Newsletter. I click there, and it will go to the post of the Retiree Matters Newsletter. Okay, that's how that works. We don't want this Retiree Matters Newsletter to be under the photo gallery, so let's go back over here and get rid of it. We will go to the menu section, and here is what we just added, the post. We'll go here, and we're going to just remove it here. Now, just because I'm removing it from the menus doesn't mean that it removes the post. The post still stays in the timeline of blog posts, but I'm going to click remove. You can see that it's no longer there under photo gallery. I'll hit Save Menu, and it's saved. Now I'll go back over here to the live page. We can see that it's still there, but I haven't refreshed my page, so I'll refresh the page. And we go to photo gallery, and it's no longer there. We scroll down a little bit. We can see that it is still available to us. And if I click home, we can see that that post will still be available there on the home page as well. And if you click there, then you will receive the full post. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap up just about everything that you can do with posts. And I would encourage you to visit some of the other tutorials that I'm creating for Rickosa, and I hope that you enjoy them.